much. Just reading research papers, multiple research papers. That's it.
Sure, sure, sure.
Hi Mayank. Hi Vishal. Vishal bhai.
Hello,
Hi guys. Yeah.
how are you?
Very good, man. How are you doing?
I'm too fine. Actually,
Nice to
there
know.
was some COVID problems going on in my home, so I was busy this week somewhat.
Okay, okay. No, it rained crazy here, so it just stopped. Luckily, we are able to speak to each other also because the sound was so loud. Luckily, it blessed us without any rain. Just now it stopped. It was like going crazy till now.
Yeah. So today is BCS day.
Yeah, it is. It
Yeah.
is. That's the day today. It's like the BCH celebration day. I'll just say what it is. So for some of the newcomers here, they may have not heard it. Bitcoin Cash forked from Bitcoin main chain, and of course there are two parallel chains, which is Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin. Also, of course, it forked later with BCH also. But otherwise, yeah. To make sure that the way Satoshi wanted the peer-to-peer cash system, some of the developers who were trying to fight for that in the year 2016 ended up having their own chain, and it's called the Bitcoin Cash chain. In Bitcoin Cash, we were trying to concentrate on how Satoshi had written his white paper, making that Bitcoin should be a peer-to-peer cash system. So Bitcoin Cash is what follows that. Bitcoin also does the same, but to be a peer-to-peer cash system, you should have low fees and instant transactions, right? So that particular thing is not possible anymore with Bitcoin because of the delay in the network, and also the transaction fees are very high with Bitcoin. So Bitcoin kind of like stays as an asset class and a trading tool. So when I say trading tool, also it's not directly on-chain transactions. When you do, it's within the exchange. Within the exchange, it's instant transactions, so instant trades are possible with Bitcoin. But when you withdraw it to your own wallet on chain, it takes a lot of fee, and it takes X amount of time, which is not necessarily quickest. So that's how Bitcoin Cash is getting really popular. And today, it's 3 years from the day of the fork. So if I remember right, I was in Mumbai at the time, 3 years back. And
Hi. Can anybody hear me?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can I can hear you.
We can hear
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
Oh. So
We,
it's only Vikram, and everybody was
yeah, yeah.
like, maybe I have a
Some
problem.
connectivity issue, I think.
Yeah, I think. Yeah,
oh,
he
I think.
disconnected.
Okay.
Hi, Romit.
Hi, Mike. Hi, Kuldeep.
How are you?
Hi.
Hi, everyone else. Hope you all are doing good.
Yeah. How are you?
Fine, I'm fine.
Awesome.
Going on.
All
Right. Why
prepared
can't
for
I?
that meeting? Like you
Yeah,
got
kind
the
of.
presentation.
Yeah, kind of. It's at. Not sure whether it's at 7 or 7:30. Let
Okay.
me just recheck that. I think it's 5:30 UTC. Oh, sorry, 2:30 UTC. 2:30. Hi, Vishal. I, I think you were there last time, right? Nice, nice. So, what was the discussion going on about until now?
Like Vikram was giving a brief about what actually Bitcoin Cash Day is
Okay.
about today.
Do you want to continue until he's
Like
back?
you can take the stage.
I don't know where he stopped. So,
Yeah, same here. Let's just wait for him.
okay. Yeah, 2:30 p.m. Oh, it's at 8. Okay, I thought it's 7:30.
8 p.m. of Indians IST.
Okay, you checked. Thanks, Mike. I've told everyone it's at 7:30.
2:30, 5:30 is the gap. I think plus 5:30 is the gap
Yeah, yeah.
Indian time zone. So
Hi Nishchay, hi Rajesh.
Hi,
Yeah,
Nishchay.
Vikram is back.
Why can't I see myself? Like, I know it's very small.
Vikram, you're mute. You're on mute.
Yes, so I'm finally back. So it cut me off while I was introducing, but hey, we are all here.
I can't see
Yes,
anyone else.
you can't see anyone else.
I can see only myself now. So long I could not see
Okay,
myself.
it seemed to
Maybe
be very clear. You were
you clicked on your
wearing
photo
a
and it's
yellow shirt
pinned.
and.
Not sure.
Okay, give me a second.
Oh,
Unpin it.
okay. Oh, but
Yeah.
I can't see myself now. Okay.
Just give me a second, guys.
Sure.
Hi Sujan.
So until then, if anyone is new here, if you have any questions, go ahead.
Yeah,
You can
maybe
surely
introduce
answer
yourself.
that.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah. Hi, sure.
Yeah,
Yes, go ahead.
I'm kind of new to cryptocurrency, so I'm sorry if I ask really basic questions.
Well, these meetups are for new people, so go ahead.
Yeah. So like, where exactly? What is the like? There's NSE, right? National Stock Exchange. So where exactly is the exchange taking place for all the Bitcoin? Which is the main exchange where everything actually happens.
So yes, the difference between like stock exchanges and forex exchanges and crypto exchange is that it's not really controlled by any government, or it's not run by government entities. So anyone can start their own exchange, and it can either be a centralized exchange or a decentralized exchange. It could either be a custodial exchange or a non-custodial exchange. The difference between that is a centralized exchange is controlled by one company or one person or one organization. A decentralized exchange is not controlled by anyone. A custodial exchange is when they hold your funds and you are allowed to trade. And non-custodial exchange means they actually don't hold your funds, but they have a system where you can still trade while you have control of your funds. So yeah, the answer is it can be any company that runs their own exchange, basically.
So like the standard ratio between Bitcoin and INR, right? So how exactly is that settled? Because this thing, if in case I'm using like WazirX or like InstaCrypto, right? And like these are not linked to the central this thing. How exactly is there is a generalized one certain cost of Bitcoin that you get it? Are you getting my question?
Like
Yeah,
each
yeah.
exchange has got its own cost. Basically, if you go to coin market cap, so they aggregate it and they include some of the exchanges and they exclude if they are making really high fees just so that when people are spectating, the fees might go. What they see is the fees is really high or low. Otherwise, like coin market cap and things like that, they basically aggregate individual exchanges rate. Let's say BTC to INR or BTC to USD, and for individual platform, they just trade like the market decides for itself. Like the
Uh,
normal
uh,
trade takes place
yeah,
in
I get
that.
it. But why isn't there like a centralized exchange? Like it'll solve many problems, right? Why are there like all these you know the companies which are setting up their own exchanges? Because like the concept of like see the way I got introduced to cryptocurrency was through blockchain. Like the concept is very interesting, right? So what happens is like the whole decentralization in that it makes sense, but why in the exchange? That's what I don't get it. Why can't it all be centralized, the exchange of cryptocurrency?
So the
It's like, it's
point
kind of,
is,
yeah.
Sharon, in terms of the point of introducing blockchain like that you like, itself means that we're trying to bring it out of the centralized system. So the reason exchanges are also decentralized is because the concept of blockchain is trying to make sure that there is no real central authority in future, and as much as possible it should be decentralized. The reason is very simple. In a centralized system, a centralized person who's in charge of it may have personal interest and private interest may come in, and then you may not be able to have a free say in what you'd like to say. If he wants to censor you, he can censor you. Here it is a censorless system, which is the blockchain based system. So the coin itself is of course completely decentralized. That's how it's on the blockchain. But to make an exchange out of the decentralized system, like how Kuldeep has set up one OC2, it's like it's a DeFi, it's a decentralized financial system where you are able to trade assets between each other without Kuldeep holding the
Funds.
to that
Yeah,
funds to
okay,
that.
okay.
You
No,
don't
no.
want,
Yeah, I
yeah,
got it.
even
I got it. So you're basically like for NSE, if in case it makes, it manipulates the thing, no one will ever know it. But this, it basically, I'm not like insinuating on anything, but that's the basic premise of it, right?
totally, totally. Maybe that's not possible or not done in an NSE,
Yeah,
but
I mean,
in
yeah, I'm just telling, yeah, how it,
totally,
yeah,
totally. But
yeah,
I think there are instances where new NYSE is been doing those kind of things. There are a lot of ways they do that with front running machines, with high frequency trading machines. So the few people who are in charge of those who have money have manipulated the system, like you
yeah.
said. Of
And
course,
the worst part is most of people do not even know it, how like it's
totally,
affecting
totally.
their currency.
Totally, totally. So that's what we're trying to come out of it.
Hmm.
But there are certain exchanges in India which does crypto. They are very good. They have high trades and everything. They are centralized. So that is still okay because if they once they start manipulating, there are other exchanges people can switch to. So if they know that this guy is manipulating prices or whatever. That way, there is now more exchanges for you to like go from exchange to exchange as long as you know which one is doing good, which one is not manipulating. That way, it gives a freedom to anybody to come up with an
Yeah,
exchange.
there are more options. Yeah.
Totally, totally. In terms of price that you asked before, it is totally demand and supply. Now, each exchange will have its own demand and supply, because of which there is a small change in price between exchange to exchange. But on a whole, Bitcoin will not be 1 lakh in one place and 9 lakhs in another. It may be a difference of maximum 5%, but more or less the global price, and of course, in region also from India to US to China, also there is a small difference in price, is because of their local jurisdictions of that countries and that fiat that they use in that country. That creates a demand and supply within that country, and that also sets a price by itself. It's pure economics. It's you. The more free that you let a coin, the more it is for everybody. In terms of USD, they have a very clear control of how they stopped funding when Julian Assange wanted funding, right? So banks stopped it, PayPal stopped it, Visa stopped it, because not because, of course, PayPal and Visa and all those wanted to stop, is because the centralized system which is there, which didn't like that, they came down on these guys and they said, you have to stop funding for Julian. But in a system like blockchain based, which is decentralized, like what we are all talking about, in this system, no one person can come down on us and then say we have to stop helping someone or allowing somebody's funding. So even if I, as an exchange, stop, there are other exchanges, and as a whole, you're trying to come out of that system. Because if I remember right, by 10 years ago, the first ever time Bitcoin became really popular was when it allowed funding for Julian Assange. Right now, Julian Assange is in UK, is under Queen's thumb. But yeah, from almost like 7, 8 years, he's been hunted down. So before that, he got his funding from Bitcoin. And literally, Satoshi, when he was available to comment on forums, he wrote this message on the forum saying that this is not the way I would have liked Bitcoin to become popular. It is a little bit quicker for me, is what he said, because he knew straight away Bitcoin became so popular that it was going against the government and then funding somebody who's been stopped by all these big authorities. So straight away he knew that that became strong, and he said it also at that time that this is a little quicker than what I had thought. And just after that, a few months after that, he went off the channels. It's because it's very clear. It's a very strong tool. That's one of the reasons why it's so popular today. And it's channeling towards many things, like Bitcoin Cash is channeled from Bitcoin to make sure it is there as a people's currency, and it is there for everybody in the world to use it instantly, cheaper, because we have UPI in India, right? I'm sure you're from India, and you've used UPI. The possibility of UPI is amazing, and if you compare it with internet, with credit card, there is a lot of hassles that credit card have to, with in terms of setting up fees, delay of payments received by the merchants. All this is fixed by UPI. So when you have a UPI kind of an option, it's very hard for you to now go back to something like credit cards. So that way, when you understand something like Bitcoin Cash, and of course, when people are used to the existing monetary system, they may not straight away understand what is Bitcoin Cash or cryptocurrency. Once they come onto it and then use it, then they know, oh, okay, this is really useful and it's like simple. And then the mindset stays on the crypto and then it doesn't go back. So once you come on the crypto, then you understand a little bit difference of what each crypto brings into you. Ethereum is a great platform to build a lot of smart contracts on it. And it was the first ones to massively show how DeFi, decentralized finance, can be done. Now we have very clear examples, like Compound is one of them, which allows you to loan out funds to people decentralized way. Decentralized exchanges are there. We have a great example, is OC2. And similarly like that, each cryptocurrency brings in a great tool for whatever that existing finance has so many categories, and each crypto is falling in each category to bring in better than the existing. So that way, today is all about Bitcoin Cash, and whatever that we've seen in Ethereum is what trying to be bettered by Bitcoin Cash today. It's just simply because the blockchain is becoming more, programmable and more easily well accessible for those who wants to use tokens, who wants to build decentralized systems. And clearly, the wallet built by Romit today, Zapit wallet, is a DeFi on Bitcoin Cash protocol. So that the part is not just about like competing with NSA. That's just one part of the trading, right?
Romit is trying to commit a fraud.
That was not. No, I just took that as an example. I didn't mean to tell anything about
No,
that.
totally. I guess at least you have an example, so you understand some part of it.
Yeah.
For us to also explain.
Yeah, so see, I dug a lot into the blockchain and forming consensus, a lot of that, because there's proof of work and then there's proof of stake, right? Do you think
Yes.
it's possible there is another new this thing that that might come up?
Concept may come up very clearly. The concept of blockchain is already introduced. Now, how you manage blockchain can be different ways. Like proof of concept is one of them. We all know that's been there. Proof of work is the first one to start with, and that's how it made Bitcoin popular. So the proof of work is a little bit more sturdy than proof of stake right now. It may increase in terms of being the strongest player. The reason is because proof of work makes harder for the network to get hacked or harder for the network to get attacked. With a lot of computers backing the proof of work, with the amount of energy spent on proof of work gives a real value, intrinsic value to Bitcoin itself or any cryptocurrency that's relying on proof of work. So these small systems that's there, it's actually like from what we had existing to proof of work changed the whole system. With proof of work, people are saying even proof of stake can be better because the way we have stakes with our own system, with ourselves, with our coins, we can, maybe like build a better one. That's all in process. So we are looking. The pursuit is to get the best system. With proof of work, it's of course far more superior. That's how Bitcoin as a whole is survived, and Bitcoin as a whole has stood against all those who tried. Trust me, there were many people from the US mainly. NSA, you talk about the this and fed and everybody tried it. But only when they understood that, yes, this proof of work is something which is beyond their control and their ability to break it down, it became really popular, right? So proof of stake was just came out of it saying that we can do this also, but it is not as like popular as proof of work right now.
Yeah. So like, I was actually planning on, developing a software. I guess it's a. Have you heard of multi-miner?
Multi-miner, if first time, please go ahead, explain us.
So multi-miner was created by a person called Nate Woods. So yeah, long time. It's a really old this thing. So it basically, it's a graphical interface where you can easily shift between coins, and mining from different hardware. It's easily shift because otherwise you have to get different software and keep changing this. Uh, it was like it's pretty hard to do it separately for each different currency. So what we were planning to, what I was thinking of was basically like creating a software where people can mine and they're going to get a coin. Let's just call it Earth coin, for example.
Okay.
And like this coin has no real value. Like all the currency, real currency they actually mine will be coming to a to one central wallet, and this earth coin which they get will be based on how much they have mined, and this earth coin they can actually be given to different charities whichever they like, and that much amount of funds will be transferred to that particular charities. So getting it's kind of like decentralized activism.
Okay.
So
But
like yeah.
go on.
So this is basically because especially in India, the amount of fraud that goes on in charities, especially because even a lot of politicians and all they create charities only to launder their money.
No, that's true. That's true. So they
Hmm.
have charities and everything to support their things that is going on, and it's mainly also to save taxes, right?
Yeah, well, like this concept, like we have not thought much into it, but this was like the basic premise of it, where like because you can't like where wait. So basically, see, the idea of this was basically because we wanted to create a community where like everyone actually knows what is happening to the money and how much money is actually there because uh yeah, see, basically where I read a lot of articles and the amount of like money that's being defrauded, I mean frauded, the amount of black money is like in trillions of rupees. Okay, I have no idea how they calculated it because it doesn't make sense. Like, how can you know how much black money is there, right? That doesn't
Because
make
they
sense.
know
But
how much they printed. If you have a printing press, you know exactly, right, how much you printed.
yeah, yeah, but so it's not exactly like so if you can print this much, so you can exactly tell how much black money is there. Is
So,
that
of course,
really
because
possible?
you have printed, say, 1 trillion, and your banks, all banks together hold 900 billion. So, the remaining 100 billion has to be black money, right? So, something which is not counted for, somebody who's earned it through things which they have not accounted for, not paid tax on it. So, they're hiding that 110%
No,
of it. So, that's
no,
how.
like let's just say
Cash is considered as black.
let's just say I actually created fake money of like $1 billion,
Okay.
right? And the system does not know that this $1 billion is in circulation. Getting
Okay.
it? So how can you know that this $1 billion comes under black money? So you get that. I get the when you like don't pay tax, yeah, you that becomes black money. That part can be accounted for, but like when you make fake currency and that is in circulation, that can't that you can't take a note of that. You
True that. Whatever
uh,
that you said as a concept is what was told and spoken about from 2008, and that's why Bitcoin is popular. And Bitcoin is actually the one which is taking off and taking on in terms of the real big players out there, like Federal Bank. So the reason, whatever that you said, that you have this group of consortium of coins and the idea is Bitcoin's already done that. So if you were looking for a group and to work with them, because whatever this Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash, it's a network effect in reality, right? If the network and total number of people who are supporting it, it didn't support, it didn't have value, it wouldn't have value, and it wouldn't be even useful. So the bigger the group, the better it is. So the bigger the group, the better the value it is, the better the network effect, the better the security of the system and everything. And that's what Bitcoin is already gained, and Bitcoin Cash is gained, and Ethereum is gained. So if you are starting something new and you're believing that this is how it's going to be, you already have something and you have to concentrate on that and then be part of it, because the more you develop with the group, the more network you already have. It's like the internet. You have to have one internet. If you have 10 internets, then which internet are you going to use? The bigger the internet, the better it is. Means if you join the internet today and the internet has already 1 billion people, you automatically get a network of 1 billion people. And 1 billion people get an extra network of you. So that's the network effect. And the system that you just explained, how old is that system and how popular is that in terms of people following it?
Can I give an example of the charity thing that already works? You can actually go to eatbch.org, and they actually have a really good setup of how they work with charities. So when you actually donate to them, they take the transaction hash and they actually show you the evidence that your funds are being used for these purposes. So that's a really good example of how BCH is already solving that issue in a way.
True, true. In terms of in the background, if you see, BCH is just another decentralized currency, and it has the same system as your blockchain, and it allows you to check and verify all those transactions, and verify the payments, verify the person who received it, what he spent on. All of that is easily trackable and can be tracked by anybody in the world, not necessarily the guy who sent or received. That's what we want. We want money of what we pay the governments to eventually show us exactly what they've used it for. Right now, they call themselves as government employees or the public servants, but the public has no control over these servants in terms of payments. Like if you have a servant in your house, can he just like take money, whatever he wants from your cupboard? This is exactly how the governments work today.
Yeah.
So what you want tomorrow is everything based on the blockchain. So eventually what you've paid, they should show us a following of where that money is eventually paid to, or if the builder of roads has been paid and how much has been paid and what quality has he given and what does his contract say, as how long is he going to support that upkeeping of that road and all that. We want to put it on the blockchain, right? We've been talking about it since a long time, from the time about 7 years ago when government had the coal licenses to be given out. They were thinking of doing something on the blockchain. But today, of course, the Tamil Nadu government, I think just recently I heard, I read this article about Tamil Nadu government going on the blockchain for voting. Amazing thing, amazing, because if you have something like Telangana is already doing a lot of things, but we really want to see the use cases of that.
Yeah. See, the thing is, a lot of is because of the middleman. That it basically removes the people in the middle. That's the that's what solves most of the problems, right?
Well, you
That's,
got it all
yeah.
right, Sahil.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the problem is, until there's a person behind, there's always a possibility that there can be a lot of fraud. So see, I was actually brainstorming many ideas, but I couldn't really come to one. Like now, for example, the farmers, right, in India. See, they go to the MROs and all, right? So, like, how exactly can blockchain be used there? Because finally, if in case, like the person who is inputting the data can input what goes on the blockchain, that'll be the false data going into the blockchain, right?
So the false data has to be accepted by the guy who's receiving it also, right? So if the person who says that, yes, I received X amount of donation from this guy, that guy who's saying on the blockchain says he's done X amount of donation, and the guy who's receiving from that same blockchain has to also agree that yes, he's received it. And the blockchain should show us, because it's a transparent ledger in a way, it does not specifically say the names of the person, but it gives you an identity. That identity is what the person who deposited, the identity of the person who received has to be received with the same amount. So those things can be checked by...
Yeah, but see, the thing is, see, they are farmers, right? You have to then again get a system where, you have each one has their own wallet. getting it.
Dude,
See that.
are you downplaying our farmers today? They're running around with their phones, videos. They're doing UPIs. We don't need any more ATMs like the way banks used to struggle to build ATMs around the world for those, to bring out the. I forgot that word. It's a
Yeah,
financial
I
word.
know, I get it, but like, but still, like, it has reduced it a lot, but it's, still there's a lot of, fraud going on, right? So
Have you
like,
looked into the supply chain,
of what?
like how supply chain like it could be implemented through blockchain?
So, just a
The
second.
entire scenario. Like I'll recommend that you look into it. So
Yeah, sure, sure.
basically, what happens, there's a thing called, well, you can create it on Bitcoin Cash as well. So you can do something like DNS for individual addresses for these farmers, right? So even if they don't have any smartphone, through normal phones, they can also register their own keys and basically associate their own identity with that, and through that the entire process starts. And basically whenever a farmer is going to sell their crop or whatever, or not just farmer, some other entity, and maybe uh, yeah, like somebody from that field. Okay, so what can happen is that when there is a middleman, just there are mandi types. So our, they can have a system and they can just basically follow the entire system, and we can get to know where the food came from and things like that. So there are lots and lots of even multinational companies working on the projects like these. You can have a look at that, and through that there could be a direct buying and selling from the farmers. So that will also enable some sort of that will give basically some kind of an empowerment to them as well.
Yeah,
You can look at that. I've been
yeah,
researching
yeah.
it for a
Like
couple
you
of.
people are, trying to, promote cryptocurrency, right?
We're trying to
Yes.
promote BCH today. Today is
Yeah.
especially.
Yeah.
Yeah, today's BCS day. Like
So
I'd
there
like
are many
to
cryptocurrencies.
address
Yeah,
Well,
sure.
I
the
just
concern
want
of.
to I just want to give an input that there's a company called CoinText that allows you to send BCH with SMS, so you can actually
Yeah,
send money with SMS. So that's a huge step in terms of usability for even things like farmers, as you said. They don't need a smartphone; they can just have like the basic phone, even if it costs like 500 rupees. They can still use
Yeah,
BCH.
but what if I steal your phone?
I
Sorry,
mean,
what was it?
that's like asking, what if I steal your wallet? I mean,
Yeah, but
if you
see,
don't take care of your wallet, you still
yeah,
lose your funds. I
that,
mean,
yeah, that's the major problem with blockchain and cryptocurrency to promote it, right? Because see,
not
money
really.
everyone.
You can actually secure it with pin codes, right? So, for example, if you want to send it, Cointext can. I think they do have set up like a pin code where if you want to send out money, you need
Yeah, I get
you need to
obviously
enter
the
the pin
always
codes.
there'll be all
So,
the security. No, it's like what other than like promoting it through like forums and all like these kind of presentations. Like, are you people like planning have anything big? Because see the thing with cryptocurrency, right? See it is. See, it's like beyond revolutionary concept, right? This blockchain and crypto. The thing is like, see, in order to, if I am going to use cryptocurrency and blockchain, I will have to learn the process and the amazing thing behind it and how it works, right? But that's not the
not
thing with
really.
money, right? Like, per people, if you're born with this is money, that you're told this money and you start using it, you have
That's only
see,
because you're born
See, there are
and you
two
yeah,
think
things.
it's
First
something,
is
exactly,
right?
that you
So
have to learn since it's a new thing, right?
yeah.
If it's a new technology, like even you're speaking English, of course you would have learned,
Yeah,
right?
see, basically
In
money, right?
some
Even
period.
though many people just know like 100 rupees is 100 rupees, but they do not really know like the value of it is shifting, getting it. The
Correct, correct.
power is changing.
Yes,
Tomorrow,
that's
okay,
true.
so what you're
bank.
saying is, Sharan, clearly that you want somebody to use cryptocurrency without knowing cryptocurrency. That's exactly what Romit has done. It's called Zapit Wallet. Now the Zapit
No, I
Wallet, if
just,
you know about Bitcoin Cash, you can
yeah,
hold your
yeah.
Bitcoin
See, I
Cash.
actually, I
But
sent my
otherwise,
this thing to create a Insta crypto account and WazirX. I actually knew this thing. Yeah, I was actually, tracking about Bitcoin from like 2 months, and I knew it was going to go up. But then
2 months is too
well,
little, Sharan. It takes
yeah.
about 2 years.
Well, on
Bitcoin
Zapit,
no,
Cash will give it.
the
no,
way
no.
we
Like the thing
are
was, I knew it, like, about this time it was going to go up, but then I didn't know. I completely forgot the fact that it's going to take 3 days, for the verification and all. I have no idea how I missed it, but so like afterwards it just jumped. I thought it'll peak at like 10:02, but then it went up to 11. Then now I'm kind of like scared whether to put it at 11:02 because there's a
Hey,
chance.
This directly
we have
relates
seen it
to
go.
Putin's
We have seen
concern.
it. We have seen it go up to 20 and back to 3. So trust me, you have nothing to worry about.
See, okay, I'm going to tell you that I'm 16. Okay, so
Oh, well, it's a good time to start exploring this space.
yeah, so more. See what I was. See blockchain. See, I'm just going to tell you, blockchain, graphene, and graphene, and one more concept. These three are like the next revolutionary things. So
I'm
like
sorry,
what?
I don't know what you've said, other things other than blockchain. There is nothing revolutionary after blockchain.
No, no,
Nobody
no, no,
has-
no. Graphene is
He's talking
Okay.
about something
You
totally
just said
different.
your age is 16, right? You still have a lot of exploring to do. You do that exploration because I'm telling you, there is nothing that has come out after blockchain yet.
No, no.
What is blockchain?
Actually, graphene is being built on Bitcoin Cash. If
No,
you're not aware,
That's like
Saichal.
a product of
no.
blockchain.
Graphene is not related to cryptocurrency and finance.
Yeah, it's not related. He was talking about.
Oh, you're
different thing.
talking about that. Okay,
Yes.
okay. There's actually a protocol called graphene that's being built
No,
on
no, no,
Bitcoin Cash. So I
no,
thought
no.
you were
This
talking
is
about that.
it's
Okay.
completely out of the financial
Okay,
tell
got
me
it.
what
You're
you
talking about the material
Yeah,
graphene.
the material.
It's the material. Okay.
Okay.
So like,
go on.
no.
What is that about? Graphene
Romit.
Yeah.
I think you just said that you'll be following up with Srujan. Right? He asked a question. In
I
Hindi.
forgot what was the question.
Yeah,
It's been
you
so
can,
long
you can
since.
scroll up.
Okay, let me just open up that.
Yeah, sure. You can discuss. I guess I took a lot of your time.
Yeah, let's distribute the time.
Yeah.
I think it was, yeah. So the question was, common people see Bitcoin from the point of view of trading and not from the point of view of technology. What would you like to say on it, right? Well, I don't think anyone doesn't think that Bitcoin is a technology. I think what's more important is looking at Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies as currencies and to be used for payments and things like that. It's a sad reality that there are certain individuals in this space that are pushing for it to be only trading. Recently, also, we saw a particular individual who's pretty popular in India. It's an Indian exchange who said that they don't want cryptos to be used for payments, which is a sad thing to see. And crypto exchange CEO say that, but Bitcoin was created to be used for payments. I think that is what people should be focusing on. Most of them are not. Most of them just want to create an exchange. Now, exchange itself is not an issue, but I don't think there should be unlimited amount of exchanges. Plus, if it's a custodial exchange, it's still an issue where they basically act like a bank, and they just allow you to trade. I think decentralized exchanges are the way to go. That's why I actually like what Kuldeep built, which is sort of a decentralized exchange, which I think wallets can use to make that internal swap if it is actually required. But yeah, generally to say, I don't know why certain people are pushing for Bitcoin to be used as a trading asset instead of payments. Maybe they don't want Bitcoin to succeed. Maybe it's from the powers that be that's dictating these rules. But Bitcoin Cash
have not yet used it in real life.
Yeah,
And,
that as well.
They've only seen it on trading, so that's that. Let it go up, and they'll.
Well, the thing is, everybody knows Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is really bad for payments at this point. That's why Bitcoin Cash, Dash, Monero, even Bitcoin SV for that matter, is pushing for payments. And if you're in those communities, if you see businesses that operate in these coins, they're all working on being used as payments. And I think you must look out for those companies and those coins. Just use it. If you have a wallet, don't just store it. Pay for things. Send it to your friend. You see how quick it is, how easy it is, how low the fees are, and I think that's what we are also trying to push for with InstaCrypto and Zapit. We are going to make sure that users actually use it because it's easier to use it, it's better to use it, things like that.
we clearly can tell that with our own finance, right? We use UPI more than the other things that's available today is because UPI just makes it instant because you're standing there making sure that guy gets his money, the merchant, only then you leave. So the UPI allows you to do instantly like the way you do cash. But with small amounts, with exact like number of amount that you want to send is possible with UPI. Of course, the other things is better is like there's no fee on it. There is instant transactions. Those are like really useful, right? Think about the same thing with cryptocurrency to be popular with crypto. With crypto now, that particular thing like UPI is possible with the Bitcoin Cash. Now, Bitcoin Cash is the currency that is going to allow you to instantly make transactions and like get instant confirmations. Those things are the most important things. We have our own Insta Crypto's payment gateway that we've built. It's going to be launched soon. In that, we clearly have that system of Bitcoin Cash. When you pay with Bitcoin Cash, it's instant because we have the liquidity. We give out the liquidity to the merchant, and merchant has the liquidity. So automatically, the merchant is like satisfied. He doesn't even have to look at the guy who paid. He just looks away, and then the guy is free to go. This is exactly how cash is. Cash is when you hand over 100 rupees of product, 100 rupees cash. Now you don't have to worry about anything. No change given, no nothing. You just turn around, you go because that finance, the transaction is 100% complete. We want that. That's what was provided by UPI. Do you think UPI-like system is available outside India? No way. UPI is only possible in India, and banks in India and RBI in India, the people in the top have done some good things and brought the UPI to us. Trust me, these kind of systems is not at all available outside. In places like Australia, where people are usually finding it hard, they now find BCH, merging that gap and allowing them to use like UPI. Would you think now in India we will leave UPI and do something else, even though UPI is there? No way, right? We will still continue to use UPI because we know the features are so great. It's something similar with Bitcoin Cash with a lot of people out there. Those countries, people are using Bitcoin Cash and they're finding it so useful. It's very, very hard for them to now switch to something else. Why is it so popular? It's because it's done something right. The developers have done something right. Developers have done some kind of research on finance and economics to understand that this product needs to be developed this way to make it popular, make it scalable to people. Why do you think there was a fight in 2016? This day, we split and we made sure the economically sound people believe in something like Bitcoin Cash and take it forward. The ones who wanted to control and manipulate and be at the top with no experience and no understanding stayed with Bitcoin and continued using Bitcoin. Of course, Bitcoin is still being a trading tool. We will use it because it's got a great value. It's the daddy of the currencies, but the twin brother Bitcoin Cash is exactly there to fill that gap which Bitcoin doesn't. So wallets like Zapit just helps you do those things now without even knowing about cryptocurrency. That's one of those things that we were talking about earlier. And beyond all this is the price. Now the price sets the market cap for a coin. But does the market cap really change anything in terms of the usage? Absolutely not. So if the market cap for Bitcoin Cash is say 100 billion, if it changes to 1,000 billion or it drops back to 200 billion or 100 billion, even 50 billion, the market cap does not make any difference to the usage of how Bitcoin Cash is going to be used. The reason is if you're sending one Bitcoin Cash worth 100 rupees, and if you had to settle 100 rupees, you're sending one Bitcoin Cash. If the value of Bitcoin Cash drops to 50, you're sending two Bitcoin Cash. The amount of time taken to send two or one is the same. Amount of price paid as mining fee to send one or two Bitcoin Cash is the same. Now your value transfer is instant and cheaper. It does not really matter.
I think he got disconnected again.
Oh.
Yeah, hi everyone. 18 people. Haha.
Wow,
That's a
nice. I
surprise.
think this is a huge turnout. So, anyone wants to introduce yourself and talk something until
Yeah,
Vikram is
like
back? Please go ahead. I think
Mr.
we've lost Vikram.
Hi everyone, this is Bala from Chennai.
Hi. Hi, Mr. Bala.
Yeah, how are you?
Doing
Great,
good.
great.
Okay.
How are you?
How about you, Mr. Manohar?
Yeah, great. I'm a
So,
very
what brought
new
you here?
entrant in this field.
Go ahead.
I have recently come across a exchange called AAX.
AAX.
Hmm.
Interesting.
So how the platform and it is good for transferring money internationally? How it is?
To be honest, I'm not familiar with AAX.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I think
Like,
it
how
is.
did you get to know about it?
It's a new startup, I think.
No, they have mentioned it as a the first LSEG technology based exchange for cryptocurrency, particularly for Bitcoin.
Interesting.
And they are doing predominantly USDT.
Okay, so the stable coins are back again here.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Where is it based out of?
This exchange they have mentioned we can even do the money transaction internationally, transfer and pay back to any international remittance. So it is possible in exchange.
So I'm sorry, I missed out on the question. If
Yeah, Vikram.
The exchange that Mr. Bala is talking about is AAX.com. He's
okay.
asking whether they can do international trades or not. Like if they can send to somebody else out of India. I'm just looking at the exchange, not sure though.
So there are many exchanges like
Like
that. Bala,
cryptocurrency
that's
can
the
be sent
online.
to anybody. They can. Yeah, Vikram.
Yeah, I guess I was saying that, yeah, there are many exchanges like that, which try to promise those kind of things. To make it very useful and things, it takes some time. It takes a lot of people to, use it and then have some traction on it. So we'll wait and watch how good it's going to be. I guess
Okay.
meantime we've missed out on so many people who've joined us new. I'm sorry, guys, if we are busy with the other conversations that we are having. But hey, you guys, anybody wants to join in, just unmute your call and then jump in with your question. Also, you can message also here, and we'll take the questions from there.
Yeah, Vikram, you can take the question of Surujan. The technology of crypto is not easy to use as money.
Just read that. Thanks, Kuldeep. Yes, I have to say otherwise. Now you're saying technology of crypto with in regards to Bitcoin. Yes, it cannot be as money. Bitcoin is an asset class like gold. Gold is not purely money. Even it is money. Since we are on the internet age, can gold be as easily moved on the internet like the way we move fiat around, like UPI around? No. So the gold, even though it is money, it's not necessarily the really useful money. But like that, when you have cryptocurrencies, when you now actually concentrate on just Bitcoin Cash to be the money of the internet, yes, it can be, and it is already there. The money means it. Okay, you understand the difference between money and currency, right? Money is what is backed by gold. When it is not backed by gold, it becomes a currency. If it is fiat, it is not money. So fiat is just a currency. So like that, if you say money which has a backing of value, and when I transfer it to you, you hold that money, and intrinsically that it gives you that value. Means with gold, intrinsic value is high. The intrinsic value of gold is that you can use, if you're not paying somebody as a rupee, then you can wear it as jewelry and things like that. It will be used in many technologically used places like chips and all that. That's what is the high in intrinsic value means. So a money should have a high intrinsic value. Fiat does not have. Because when a fiat currency, what happens is when you have an abundance and then print so many, it happened with ruble a long time ago, it's soon going to happen with USD. Its intrinsic is at the end, we can just burn it and use it as heat. So that is nothing compared to what other intrinsic values are. Like in crypto, uh, crypto is the real money because it has great intrinsic value. If it is not used as money, it is sitting and gaining in value. In terms of usability factor, it has the highest. So those kind of things gives a lot of value to that. And you may not be able to use it today is because like how internet was 20 years ago, we may not be using internet to do communication. But today, we are depending on internet for the communication. The reason 20 years, what has it changed? It changed the system of bringing communication to everyone. Means the abundance of the usage of communication is something only internet can support, not the post office. So when the abundance of value transfer is going to be there in future, who's going to support that? Not the banks, it's going to be cryptocurrency. So crypto tech is easier than traditional finance. It's totally, traditional finance is, if you understand, it's too much of control and too much of manipulation. With crypto tech, of course, those kind of things, it just puts it on the blockchain now. Everybody has access to these easily.
Actually, can we show a demo of how easy it is to create a token, which basically would, it can represent a share of a company or a project or something like that.
Totally,
So,
totally. I think you just.
Yeah, sure.
I think
Nischay also wanted to do it.
Yeah, that's what I want to say. Nischay, why don't you share your screen and
Well, why don't we start with the Zapit part of being money, like how you're able to use that to move value around through Zapit, and of course the tokens, of course, it can be followed after that.
So,
well, after, or vice versa, you can do that first and then probably get your Zapit also then after.
because I guess Nischay has been waiting to show the demo of how to
Okay,
create.
okay, sorry, I'm just checking that out now. Yeah.
So, Nischay, are you going to be showing the demo of how to create a token?
Gaming rival,
Okay.
you just have a basic question that you said, you can put that out on the message here. That is too basic, man. I think you got into the group and you could have done at least a little bit of research. Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency, and what is crypto is, of course, the same thing. Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is the same. We're trying to have a parallel system to the existing finance, which is minted and printed by Federal Bank. Federal Bank's finance is globally used as US dollars. It's the global reserve currency. What kind of alternative can we have to global reserve currency? Nothing, because somebody who tried to have global reserve currencies alternative in gold, like Gaddafi and Saddam, they got killed because nobody likes alternative, like Federal Bank didn't like the alternative. So what we wanted to have is a decentralized system. So Bitcoin came along in 2008 to be the alternative to the Federal Bank's financial system. Okay, Bala, I'm pleased to know that yes, you received the other token also, because you said last week tokens, it not just zapped, right? You got INC also, because when after we sent, we didn't connect.
Thank you, Vikram.
So, Nischay, if you're not showing, I can go ahead and do it. I'm not sure if you are.
So,
Okay, let me.
I think you have a question. I can just quickly
Yeah,
run
I
that
think
for you.
he's sharing right now. So yeah, everybody, you can watch your screens. So if you go to mint.bitcoin.com, this is how easy it is to create a token on Bitcoin Cash, right? So yeah, you need to have small amount of Bitcoin Cash, like even 50 paisa is actually more than enough to create a token. That's how less it takes. So a token can be literally anything. It can be for your group, it can be for your company shares, it can be a project, anything, right? So first you enter your token symbol, like Bitcoin has BTC, right? Okay, so he types ROM. And you can name your token. For example, Bitcoin is a token name, right? Oh, okay. He's creating a Roman coin. Go ahead. So then you can, yeah, the third, yeah. Go ahead, Nischay. Yeah, so you can enter how much decimals you want. For example, Bitcoin has 8 decimals. And the quantity, right? So the total amount of tokens you want to create, you can create somewhere between 1 to 1 trillion tokens. For example, Bitcoin Cash has 21 million. it is a fixed supply for Bitcoin. So the next option that is shown is whether you want your token to have a fixed supply, or you want it to be able to create multiple coins later on. So that's up to you, Nishay. And the website gives you additional options, such as you can add a token logo, like an icon for your token. Yeah, I think you can skip that part. If you want, you can add like a document, like a website, to prove that it's your token. And all you have to do is just click create token. Yeah, so it's creating the token, and just wait for a few seconds. Yeah, there you go. So that's it. That's how easy it is to create a token on Bitcoin Cash, right? It takes less than 1 minute if you do it yourself. And okay, there may be, did you do it twice? Anyway, yeah, that's how easy it is to start offering your shares. So I don't think any government allows you to create your own company shares this easily within a minute, right? Okay, so you're trying to send the token. Go ahead. I think I have to refresh your because it's showing 2 tokens.
Yeah, I have a question, Romit.
Yeah, go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, the token, that JRPT token I have, it also carries the company share.
No, so that's actually no. The reason that we didn't want to do that is because as a company we wanted to raise funds, right? And that token could not represent token value because it would be considered as a security token. So there are laws against security tokens. So to
Those are
prevent
called
that, we
synthetic
didn't.
tokens. No, actually.
Sorry.
Synthetic asset. Those are called synthetic asset.
I don't
Synthetic
exactly
asset
know what synthetic assets are.
They carry the share value of the company.
Yeah, if we raise funds to carry the value, it becomes a security token. It has to be registered by the authorities. So to prevent that, what we have done is we have done like an appreciation token for we give it out as rewards, right? And then users are free to do whatever they want with it. So for example,
I think he's
Zapp's
referring to
token
Abra.
is being
What?
who? Who's referring to?
I think Mayank is referring to Abra. Like Abra wallet does that.
Yeah, many of the tokens are in the market which are carrying the
you
value
can
of
invest
share.
in some other market. Like
One new startup is called Okios. You have heard it, OKS on Tron. They are also the token is also synthetic asset.
How do you spell it?
OIKOS.
Okay.
OKS token.
So there's a question, I think that
Okay, so just one before that is there's a question about where I can buy. I have a basic question in the meeting. Okay. So somebody had a thing about how to get into crypto. So a simple way is I've just pasted InstaCrypto's app here. So simply with your UPI, you can get hold of some crypto, which is Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, or Ethereum. So Bitcoin Cash is a preferred one for a smaller amount because that's how you're able to get cheaper way with less fees. Mittal also has a question saying that BCH is a currency. So if BCH drops in value, it may not be just BCH, any cryptocurrency can drop in value. If you don't understand that, then it is risky for you, right? So you don't hold in 2,000 rupees, just hold 20 rupees worth of crypto to try and learn about it first. Fluctuation of currencies happen with all currencies, including US dollars. When US dollar is played with large quantities, the percentage when it changes 0.5% also is a lot of amount that you lose or gain with even US dollars. Even though US dollar is accepted and used and adopted around the world by everyone, still there is a little fluctuation. So think about Bitcoin Cash, which is small adoption, there are fluctuations a little bit more. So eventually when adoption increases, the fluctuation reduces, and then you get more confidence with your currency also, which is a digital global cryptocurrency that we are talking about, Bitcoin Cash. So how you benefit from it at the long run is eventually all these cryptocurrencies are gaining in value, right? Because today, if the 10 people out of 100 people are using Bitcoin Cash, it has X amount of value. If 10 people increase to 20 people, it will automatically increase 2x. Because 20 people are using it, that means 20 people's interest in demand is increased. And the supply is fixed. When the supply is fixed and demand is increasing, the price will increase. That's exactly how from the last, we can start from the day when it started. Bitcoin started with zero. It became 50 cents in the end of 2010. It became $50 by end of 2011. It became $20,000 in 17. So it's gradually increasing because a lot of people are coming in, they're becoming interested in cryptocurrency and they want to buy them. So the value has to constantly grow. It is growing. For a small period of time, which is fluctuating up and down of, like you said, 25%, which happens sometimes with some nascent like new currencies, not necessarily with Bitcoin Cash. Of course, those days are gone now. But hey, if UPI is there, you will use UPI. Nobody's asking you to use other than UPI because UPI is a great system. If you didn't have UPI, what would you use? Because outside India, nobody has UPI. Trust me on that. UPI is very limited to India only. And that kind of a system of instant transfer is not there in Western countries. And we think Western countries are far more superior in technology and things. Zero. They don't have systems like UPI because their systems are too well controlled. And the people who are controlling don't want you to easily move value around. They want everything to be monitored by them. So that way they don't give you the easy accessibility to instant transfers and value movement, payments and settlements. So there in abroad, Bitcoin Cash is very, very popular. The amount that you lose up and down is nothing compared to what it provides you. At the end of the day, as a merchant, if you do not understand the volatility and if you think as a merchant, you're selling product for 2,000 rupees. I'm giving you a hypothetical example of 2,000. I'm talking about, say, $2,000 also abroad. If a merchant is supposed to receive $2,000 and if he receives his Bitcoin Cash, and if you think like your example is, if he drops to $1,500 tomorrow, he will be a loss of 500, right? That's because he doesn't understand. So what he can do is he can link up with a company like InstaCrypto, like mine. What it does is, as soon as the merchant gets his $2,000, his $2,000 gets instantly changed to $2,000 worth of fiat currency for him. So he gets his fiat. It does not matter he does not feel any fluctuation of the value. Instantly the transfer happens, the change of the value happens from crypto to fiat, and he gets his fiat. So the risk is taken by InstaCrypto as a company because InstaCrypto's founders or the CEO is experienced in the fluctuation. So we take the risk because it's not necessarily only losing value, it may even gain, right? If it doesn't gain, then how does it gain in value every day, every month, every year? It's going up. So that kind of risk is borne by the exchange because the exchange understands more in crypto. If a merchant doesn't understand or an individual doesn't understand, he can straight away change it and link it with the exchange to change it to local fiat. So he still gets his amount. I hope it answered your question, Mithil, but do type in your question again if you wanted a little bit more explanation on it.
I would like. Yeah, go ahead.
Siddiqui had a question about how quickly we can buy. That's where I read the question and I couldn't see it. So we got InstaCrypto app for you. You guys can just download it on your Play Store, from Play Store right now and experience it right now. With UPI, you can even buy for like 50 rupees for Bitcoin Cash. Go ahead, Roman.
Yeah, I would like to add to that is that Zapit actually has a coin swap feature that allows users to switch to USDH, which is a stable coin like USDT. Instantly, within a minute, anyone can actually switch. So if there's a drastic change in the price, they can actually switch back to USDH if they want to, kind of have that stable price to not, make sure that they don't face that volatility issue. And it happens within a minute. So, and it's just one swipe, and you just enter the amount, and then one swipe, and it's done. So that's one way we have solved that problem, I guess.
Yeah, it's a pursuit of making sure that we solve each and every issue little by little. With stable coins, it solves a lot of issues today because stable coin has brought in so many people into crypto. It's unbelievable. Because of stable coins, the trading is quadrupled. That's what I have seen. because suddenly there is a stable amount that if because you're not a crypto person, but you love the way crypto trades, right? Because crypto trades globally, crypto trades instantly, crypto trades at any time of the day and night. It is not limited to the exchange rules. So here crypto has got so much advantage, but the fluctuation was holding them back. Now the stable coins have allowed them to just go ahead and play around with it. Maybe it will not, this is a little bit of insight some people do understand, but stable coins are limited usage of this only. When suddenly the price of each Bitcoin goes up in a bull run, stable coins don't go up that way. So then they may be not as preferred then, but it will be definitely be preferred in an exchange because it kind of secures your fiat value with that stable coin.
Yeah, hello.
Hi, Charan.
You people can check out Torum.
Check out what?
Torum, Torum. It's kind of like Facebook for cryptocurrency enthusiasts, but it's only in the beta phase, and it's a private beta phase. So you need a referral. I just sent you my referral, so you people can check it out. It's kind of nice to promote.
Totally, we will do that, Charan. Thank you very much. I'll check it out. So there is another point here that somebody's making. The process of use of crypto today is quite complicated. Definitely, it was like how internet was 20 years ago. It was very, very complicated. Trust me, it was not just complicated. It was really hard and expensive also. So that way, if you see, yeah, UPI is a great tool. But for foreigners who don't have UPI, they are just pushing to use crypto. And the more you try, the more you learn. So they're just learning it much more faster to use as a payments tool, like how the UPIs come up.
There are also limits for UPI. Like you can't make more than 10 transactions. With crypto, there is no limit at all. You can make like a million transactions in a day if you want.
Totally. If you were looking at say 10 rupees per transaction, and if you want to do 100, totally it's possible. And with UPI, that's kind of small limitation for really small amounts. If you did more than 10, then you can't. Yeah. So there was another point at the time when we were talking about this tokenization for a company for shares. There is a great advantage in that also is like if you had like X amount of shares and if you wanted to give out dividends through the shares, these tokens come in very, very handy. Depending on the number of tokens each person hold as shares of the company, when you pass the dividends from the head office, which is the owner of that token, you can split the dividends instantly to everybody. It works really like a charm, and that particular technology is also getting improved every day. So you're able to sit at your leisure, like how you send multiple messages through your WhatsApp. You're able to send dividends exactly like how you would check out your profit, and you say 50% of the profit is going to all the shareholders. Just put in that amount and then send, and all the holders of that particular token will get their shares accordingly.
Is UPI profitable for the banks?
UPI? Actually, that is a very good question. May not be at all, actually. It's just a service, it's just piled up on top of the service that they are providing. Through UPI, we don't see any fees being paid, and I doubt that there is going to be any kind of revenue generated for that.
Yeah.
So it's a facility to move value around. The more you move value around, the more commerce you're growing for the country and economy is growing for the country. And eventually, on a whole, the business of banks will improve with that. But on the specific transactions of UPI, I don't think there is any benefit for them or value. So Ankit Jain, what is the question? If you may explain a little bit more.
Hello?
No, you're right. I get it now. So totally, man, totally. It is the biggest advantage.
Like recently I had to do some overseas transactions. It's very tiresome process.
It was useful?
No, I did not do it through crypto, but like the traditional methods are very tiresome. So I'm saying for the future it will be very beneficial.
You
Totally.
can actually use Zapit now to make remittances,
Okay, I'll look
and
into that.
the payment, yeah, the payment is done with like UPI, so it's totally up to you.
Okay.
Yes, otherwise that you, like you said, it's a little tedious process with the existing
Yeah,
financial.
also transaction fees are high.
That's exactly what we're always talking about, right? That's what crypto is trying to break. The transaction fees that some companies like Western Union, MoneyGram, and all make on small amounts is very, very high, like up to 20% on small amounts in Africa. That's a lot. One fifth of your value is going to them. That's ridiculous. So
Yeah, sometimes for small amounts the transaction fees is more than the amount.
true that, true that. This is the game changer for Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. I wouldn't say Bitcoin now. It's for cryptocurrencies because small amounts, small value transfers around the world, micro payments it's called. It's the cryptocurrency is the leader in that. And within cryptocurrency, we know Bitcoin Cash is the ultimate cryptocurrency for me to make small transactions globally. Small transactions, today a transaction fee on Bitcoin Cash is only 4 paisa. If you're spending 4 paisa to move value around, there is nothing like it. So that means you can even pay 10 rupees to multiple people. That kind of feature was never ever there. It's something what the new technology brings in. Maybe to compete with other things, the new technologies take some time, but with this small payment transactions like micropayments, cryptocurrency is the killer.
I would like to just say that yeah, UPI has a lot of advantages, but one of the main disadvantages still exists, that your funds are still inside your bank accounts, which means every year on an average you're losing 6% of your wealth. So yeah, you may not be paying transaction fees, but you're losing like 6 to 8 or whatever. I guess this year due to COVID it's more than 20% due to the inflation. So yeah, that's there.
Rupees
Trust me.
price fall now.
So the secret killer is the inflation, which people don't understand that something happens behind your understanding and you're behind your back in a way. That kind of a thing is so well fixed with cryptocurrency. It actually gains in value. You don't have to keep it in a bank for you to earn interest because even the bank interest is not necessarily matching the inflation that's happening. It's below the inflation rate, any kind of interest that you get on the banks. So with crypto, what happens is there is no interest that you get on it, but automatically the value that increases, which is inevitable for every 4 years. Short-term gains, you may not see it, but on a long term, it definitely grows. And many people, I know that in person that who have experienced the asset class of crypto and then done capital gains on it with so much growth on crypto is unbelievable because I personally bought it 9 years ago, 2011. I've been reading about it since end of 2009. It's just way too long ago when I wanted to understand. I couldn't even understand then because zero people who knew about it. I couldn't meet any one person. Till 2013 January, I had not even met even one person who could talk to me about Bitcoin. That is 5 years from the day that I knew about it. So that means you can understand those people then who had bought online, who I know, they were enjoying the benefits and reaping the benefits. One of them I really met in person who stayed in Bombay paying with Bitcoin for a five-star hotel. So, Siddiqui, you want to transfer some money to international vendors with Bitcoin? Of course, you can do that, depending on they accept it or not. If you understand what I mean by that, is like if you had an American Express, you can't just take that American Express card to a corner shop because the guy says, "Sorry, sir, we will not accept that," unless you go to a five-star hotel, right? That's where it is accepted. So that way, your vendors should also understand cryptocurrency and believe and then happy to receive Bitcoin. So that way, if they are happy to receive, then you can use it. I would suggest strongly to use Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin Cash is more popular today outside there for people to accept. Even though it is Bitcoin that they've heard, mostly we talk about Bitcoin. But when you are really making a transfer to a vendor, you can just say, "Are you happy to take Bitcoin Cash?" 99% of the people who heard about Bitcoin will happily take Bitcoin Cash. It's cheaper to send, it's instant to send, and also in ways that if you are making a connection with your international partner with the cryptocurrency And if you start with Bitcoin Cash, straight away, then you made a great link, and then continuation after that, if you continue to make payments and settlements and receive some things also for yourself, you can start using Bitcoin Cash, and it makes it easy for you. So there's something Gurukar is saying, it's Mumbai. Was there something before that? Was a question there or something? I don't know. Well, I think when it's quiet, let's get the new people who've not been introduced here to say something and add their points and introduce themselves too. Has all of you guys got a chance to speak and introduce yourself or talk about something that you want to? Well, I guess we're doing that on the message board, clearly.
Come on, don't be shy.
So anyway, yeah, that's today's is one special meetup today. It's a regular Saturdays that I have a meetup at this time, but today is being a real special one because it's the anniversary of Bitcoin Cash. So I'm pushing more about Bitcoin Cash. So if you guys like Cardano, don't stop there and continue liking what you like. They all fall in the same category of cryptocurrency, and we all know what cryptocurrency is trying to do, right? All collective together, we're trying to beat the system of centralization.
Hi Vikram, this is Athar Siddiqui from Mumbai. This is the first time that I'm attending this meeting. And last week I attended a webinar which was on Fortune that got excited into learn more about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. So I work for an advertising and marketing agency in Mumbai.
So tell me what you what you wanted to know. Is there any doubt from your last conference to now?
No, the first time I was pulled into was this was something we call as Forchas, which is into Ethereum, and I understand they are into network marketing. So it looked very scammy to me. So didn't went about doing anything about it, and from that day onwards, I'm just trying to explore and to learn more on Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, and that's where I thought of joining this group and trying to understand and learn more about it.
True that. I think you must have gone to an MLM kind of a conference where that's why you were not very happy with that. But I guess the point that they brought into you is the understanding of cryptocurrency. So whatever scam they're trying to do, at the end of the day, the scam is all about moving money around, right? So they want to get money from you, or they want to pay you money. To do all this, they're trying to utilize the feature of cryptocurrency because it makes them easier for them. With that, I guess the only positive to it is that some people who don't know about cryptocurrency get to hear about it.
Yeah.
But true, I guess Ethereum is being on the top of that list in ways today, right? Because Ethereum is much better in terms of the network fee and things like that compared to Bitcoin. In terms of the time taken by Bitcoin, Ethereum goes faster and cheaper. But to make it even more better, to put the thing best out of the lot is Bitcoin Cash for instant transfers and the smaller fees. Ethereum also takes up to 35 rupees today. When I made a transfer, I paid about 34 rupees in a fee. It just happened about 5 hours ago. And when I did the transfer, Ethereum didn't even acknowledge, means the block was full and the delay of transaction was there in Ethereum. So if you see, even Ethereum is very high in fee. When you compare it with Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin Cash does it at a very fraction of a price, which is like 4 paise to 10 paise today per transaction. And what that means is the reason we pay the small fee as a network fee is so that your transaction is on chain of the blockchain of Bitcoin Cash. So eventually that kind of a thing secures your transaction. You can go back and verify. The person who's receiving can receive a transaction ID and check it, and he knows that the transfer is definitely done. Even if he doesn't say it's done or not, you can check it yourself on many forums, many websites, and confirm that yes, the payment has been done. And to do of that, to make sure that is on chain, there is a small cost to it. That cost is what the fight is going on with developers to make sure the cost is low and also get that feature to everybody. And Bitcoin Cash has succeeded so far to make sure the cost of that on-chain transaction is as low as what I just said. Because in the US cents, for 1 cent, because if you see in US, 2 cents are fall on the road, nobody even bothers about that.
Yeah.
But that 1 cent can do up to 10 to 15 transactions. That's
Yeah.
what is amazing about Bitcoin Cash.
Okay. Fair.
So it does the same on-chain transaction, proof, with transaction ID and everything, and instant transactions for you for a small fee. That's the beauty of Bitcoin Cash. I used to love Bitcoin, and I still love Bitcoin, but I put Bitcoin second to Bitcoin Cash because Bitcoin Cash is the daddy now in terms of being the real economic usage, tool to be used for the future. Because you understand what I mean by the future is like when you use exchanges, let's not talk about it. Let's just talk about emails and things. Do you think the post office would have ever, supported that kind of transactions in communications? No, that's exactly how big banks will not be able to do that kind of transactions for people with the number of transactions and also the small amounts. And that is possible only in the blockchain and with cryptocurrency.
Okay. So for me to start off with, the best would be to download this Bitcoin Cash app and then start transacting through that.
Yes. So what happens with what I posted the link about Insta Crypto, we allow you to hold your own crypto. So to start with, Bitcoin Cash is what we are talking a lot about it, right? So let me just get Zapit wallet ID also here, and Zapit wallet link, so that you can download a Zapit wallet. Zapit is a Bitcoin Cash wallet, and of course, it's a free wallet. It's a non-custodial wallet. That means the guys who built, who's here in our team, Romit has built that wallet for us.
Okay.
Decentralized means now the blockchain itself holds your assets, not person who built the wallet. So that way it is secured. And you can use that wallet like the way any other UPI can be used. And also there is a feature in Zapit that you can make UPI payments through Zapit and get some rewards. Unlike other UPI payments app that you have like PhonePe and Paytm, those things don't give you any kind of instant benefits for using UPI. But through Zapit there is.
Okay, fair. Thanks, Vikram. Bye.
Welcome, man. So you had not heard about cryptocurrency before this meeting that you went to for this MLM group?
No, I have heard about it, but I have not explored it. But it was, I heard about the Bitcoin crashing, Bitcoin going up. So I have not investigated it much. But this was one of my friend who pushed me for this webinar. I thought, okay, let's explore it and talk about it. And now I know the future would be on blockchain and Bitcoin moving forward. So that's the reason why I thought let's explore it further, do my own research, due diligence, and then try and put my bet onto it.
Well, great stuff. At least you said the right words. Due diligence is very important. If you're not confident about it, then there's no point.
Yeah.
Go into it, right?
Yeah.
So you're saying these guys are like MLM guys are having meetups on Zoom nowadays?
Yeah, they have it every Wednesday and Saturdays, and there is one presenter who presents the idea about and talks about how people are earning millions of dollars through this 4Charge, which started off in February. And there's a lot of pros and cons of videos which is there on YouTube. So to make a decision whether to join in or not is something very you are not very comfortable. At least I'm not very comfortable with this kinds of setup.
No, totally. I get it. The only, like I said, the only positive to it is that they're bringing some traction and adoption to cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
So Ethereum is speed transactions nowadays. Isn't speed transactions, Bala, you said? So I understand what you're saying. I don't know if Ethereum has done something like instant confirmations like Bitcoin Cash has done. I doubt it. So Bitcoin Cash, even if it is not confirmed, you have the liquidity to move it around. So that's one
Okay.
beauty of it. Like even though Bitcoin Cash takes about 10 minutes for the block to move, but it does not take 10 minutes for you to hold the liquidity and move it forward. As soon as you receive, that Bitcoin Cash is actually ready to go out again.
Okay. Now, compared to the value of BCH and Ethereum, BCH is standing apart on the value chain also.
In terms of value chain, what do you mean? I didn't understand.
The exchange rate, what BCH is carries and Ethereum is carries, is a huge difference.
It's not
BCH is in the higher side.
was in the higher side. Now Ethereum has gone ahead. It
Hmm.
is the price of Ethereum is bigger than Bitcoin Cash today.
Hmm.
So of course, what happens is it's a speculative world today. So anybody who's talking more about some particular coin is what is going to get traction. So Bitcoin and Ethereum and Bitcoin Cash are
Hmm.
one of the few leaders in this group. Right
Okay.
now, the idea of Bitcoin is limited, like I said, in terms of asset and your trading tool. But Ethereum's idea has been speculative, more speculative than
Yes.
these in form in the space of smart contracts and DeFi,
Hmm.
decentralized financial systems, because
Hmm.
Bitcoin could have also been that, but the development is stalled there.
Okay.
Bitcoin Cash is trying to be that bridge, but Ethereum came in before that, right? And decentralized systems on Ethereum is much more useful and popular, and
Hmm.
more developers are working on it. So the
Okay.
speculative world is bigger. The market is bigger for Ethereum right now. It's bringing in
Yes.
that kind of value for it also together with that.
Yes. Yes.
So if you
That's
see
true. That's
all
true.
these coins gradually is going to go in lakhs and crores in
Hmm.
just
Hmm.
about say 10 years, 15 years down the line. So the
Hmm. Hmm.
reason it's going to go in lakhs and crores is because if you put collective all the coins together and put a value on it as a market cap, when you
Okay.
add all these top 10 coins as market cap, it may not cross more than a trillion. But if you
Hmm.
see the existing finance has gone crossed beyond trillions, beyond some
Of course.
unimaginable numbers it's gone to, is because if you see the recent past, what happened with COVID is
Hmm.
US just printed close to $5 trillion in 1 month. So when you
Okay.
print $5 trillion in 1 month, what does it happen? It just inflates the system for no reason unnecessarily. How do I compare it to? If you put in all gold together in the world, you know what I mean by that. All gold put in together and put a value on it. Do you know what that value comes out to be? I don't know if you were there in the meetup. We just spoke about it a couple of meetups ago.
Oh no, I'm not there that time.
So the whole gold put together in the whole world and add the
Hmm.
value, it is only 9 trillion. And if
Oh.
you print 5 trillion in just 1 month, how does it stack up against gold? You're just devaluing the world for nothing. So who this money went to? It went to some people, of course, in the US who are on dole, they call it, who apply for for no job money. But most
Hmm.
of it went to buy back their shares to make their companies look good, and these kind of things is not really helping. So if
Hmm.
you put all that false money and everything together, the market cap is very huge. So to compete with that, cryptocurrencies market cap should go like 100x, 1000x to what it is. Means if it is close to 1 trillion, it has to go up 1000 trillion, 10,000 trillion. So what happens when it goes to 10,000 trillions and the number of coins is the same? Also the coin value will go up. Every coin value, more or less on the same pace. Say if Ethereum went 20x, Bitcoin Cash may go 25x or 18x. Bitcoin will also go 20x, 25x. So number of times it's going to gain in price is inevitable. It will go and it is going to go in the next 10, 15 years. That way, anybody who bets on cryptocurrency more will stay on a better platform than the existing financial guys.
The gold price went above $2,000, I guess,
Yeah, yeah. In
recently.
India also, you saw the price has gone up more than 5,000 rupees, close to that.
Yeah, it's 5,500 now.
Silver
Wow.
has also increased.
Now, whenever the
Yeah.
fiat currency goes to a downward trend, gold is always pumping up. This is a regular trend economists used to watch. I'm right, Vikram?
You are 100% right. But the problem is the economists have been overlooked, and gold has been suppressed at a very high level. So even if it gains like what it gained now, it must have gone double of what it used to be 1 year ago, right? So still, it's not competing with the real finance. So when I read about gold's market cap was 7 trillion first when I read about it, but now I thought it was 8, but it has actually gone to 9 trillion. Maybe gradually it will go to 10 trillion and say about 20 trillion from 5,000 rupees per gram. If it goes to 10,000 rupees, market cap will be 10 trillion or 20 trillion. But then is it still good enough? Not yet, because if you're printing something ridiculous number of trillions every month, what is printing? You are actually creating the wealth, the fiat wealth for a few people only. And those few people, when they spend their money on a few expensive toys, the guys who build the toys will get that money. The guys who build the toys will spend that money on those parts that they bought. So it is devaluing a lot of people's lives around the world, which is actually the whole world. So Bitcoin is the only chance to break that. Gold is only there as a small consolation, because if you had to compare gold to fiat, it was equal 50 years ago. In 1971, the amount of gold that was there in the world and the fiat was there in the world was equal. Now the amount of gold is in 10 trillions, 9 to 10 trillion. How much fiat is there? People don't even know, because if you're printing some ridiculous numbers every month, you cannot compare it. So
Federal Reserve have the complete Federal Reserve.
So
It's
gold
pumping.
catch up that way. Like Bitcoin can catch up with the fraud that's going on. Why gold cannot catch up that way is because gold is very well restricted and gold is very well controlled. If you see, some people killed themselves, I think in Kerala, right, when some kgs of gold was caught in the airport. Did you read about that?
Of course.
So just a few kilos of gold getting caught, people kill themselves because it's a high risk tool. You cannot just bring into the country and take it out of the country and play around with gold like the way Bitcoin can be played around. The reason we have to play around with Bitcoin, only with that chance of playing around with cryptocurrency, we will be able to compete with the fraudulent activities that's going on in New York from the federal bank in specific. So there is no other chance to fight them, because we are too small. A person like Gaddafi and Saddam Hussein, who had tons of gold, they were ready to do international trade. What happened to them? They were just taken out with ease. Like then the amount of gold that they held was worthless when little toys from the US came down from the planes and then landed on their land and then wiped them off. Is because it's controlled. The defense system controls this money. And you know what has happened recently? I should break this news here. US's federal bank's control of trading around the world is diminishing at a high pace. China and Russia have done more than 50% of their trade today, at today's date, with their own currencies, not with US dollars. So in the 2016, 4 years ago, US dollar was removed from their trading places as much as possible. So they were standing at 10%. Now they're standing at more than 50% of the trade within China and Russia is happening without US dollars. So that's a big news for those who really understand at that level. So if you
last week also you mentioned Venezuela, Iran, and a few countries which are going in a different direction.
Yeah, they're going in a Bitcoin direction to mine Bitcoin also, so that they can store it. In ways, mining is not very expensive for some people because their electricity is free for them. Because some parts of the world, the electricity generating plants and the generators are being placed and not being used most of the time because they're not there in abundance and they cannot store electricity. Because they're not able to store electricity, these generators have been switched off. Now the mining systems are being set up around those areas, around those dams, and the electricity has been generated now because the system is set, the generators are set. There is no extra cost to set up the generator. They
Only
just have
switch
to
on.
just switch on and gain that electricity and mine your Bitcoin. So this is what Bitcoin brings in terms of equality, and everybody gets a chance to play in the global space.
So what is your assumption, Vikram, when this a tussle between the centralized elites who are controlling the federal and the fiat and the cryptocurrency war, which is trying to decentralize everything. What could be the approximate number of years it will come to a equilibrium?
Extremely tough question.
Did we lose Vikram again?
Yeah.
Okay.
So any of you two have any answer for my question?
Ooh.
It will take a long time.
Long,
Really long
huh?
time. Really long
Depends
time.
on how many people comply with whom, you know. I mean, yeah, it depends on how many people actually comply with the government's regulations. Seems like
Which
more
government?
and more
Different
people are
countries,
complying,
different
which
governments.
is an issue. What was that, Kuldeep?
Different countries, different governments. You saw what happened in Hong Kong, right?
In
They
Korea
can
too.
test all they want.
Okay.
But
What?
if there is some sort of a currency that is international in China, like, let's take an example of China. I'm sure everybody is reading a lot about it. So they just can't allow some sort of a currency that can basically reduce their power, authority over other people, right?
Okay.
And even in Hong Kong, they just basically broke the contract. What they had, the what was it? Two system, one country, right?
Yeah,
So
the
it,
two
I
system
understand.
policy, I guess.
yeah, nothing like that is happening now. Like all the rights are taken from them. It depends upon them how they are controlling. So there's a big chunk of people, 1.4 billion people, right? And they have to follow what the government is doing. So it's a long, really long hustle. I don't think that the central entities and the cryptocurrency, they're just gonna let it just overtake just like that.
I guess there are
It's
two things to look out for. One is the U.S. I guess was it the federal court judge or someone basically ruled that Bitcoin is actually money. That is a positive step. It can actually be used as currency, is what they said, right? Like, yeah, let's use it for payments. But on the other hand, on India, I guess they're trying to push for a bill which would consider Bitcoin to be a commodity, which means you cannot use it for payments. That would be a disaster for in India. That would push. I mean, exchanges will be very happy with it because they can continue trading. But people like us, it's sad for us because we cannot use it for payments. So I hope that does not get passed. But you know, let's see.
Well, it's been rubbished already now. So that particular bill has been rubbished. They when they read that, the other panel read it, they said this is not something we're going to go ahead because it doesn't actually cover the whole thing.
Oh.
So that's the latest. So
I thought that was for the ban. Was it for the commodity thing as well? I thought it was for the banning of cryptos. That was rejected, I heard.
Okay. Oh, I may be
I'm
wrong.
not sure about the commodity. That's why I guess
I've
they're
also
shifting
not
towards
heard anything
commodity,
about the
right?
commodity one.
Oh, you're not heard?
Yes. It's
No,
not,
like not anything against it.
So America did that long back. I mean, the IRS, what is it? Some revenue, internal revenue or inland revenue, something
yeah,
like
internal
that.
revenue
What is
system.
IRS?
In DC, in Washington DC, it was.
Yeah. They basically made Bitcoin a commodity long back, but then they realized that it actually does not work as a commodity. We have to re-regulate it, and I guess now they're basically pushing for being used for payments. I mean, maybe that's what will happen in India as well. But the latest news that I heard was the crypto ban the bill that basically bans all cryptos and puts everyone in jail for 25 years or something. That was proposed to the government. That was rejected plain by the government. That said, this is bullshit. What is it? So maybe a counter to that would be a commodity bill. I'm not sure. I guess that's what I heard. I'm not sure where I heard it from.
No, you're right. You're right. Actually, that's
Yeah.
true. But I'm happy for it to go ahead with the one thing at least. With that, the second thing will also fall in place as long as the second thing, which is used as payments, is not being criminalized. Like because the other countries also did that. They went step by step. In Germany, I think in one of the countries which went ahead with using that as a commodity straight away, And then recently, not just recently, from a long time, Germany and a few countries like Australia, Germany, South Korea, Japan, they're all using cryptocurrency as a payments currency also. They're just not in the open media because any media that comes out of other countries is not as popular as the US media, right? So we were waiting, everybody was waiting around for the US to make that as a payments. I read that too, Romit, you're right, that judge who said that yes, it can be a payments tool.
Yeah, Vikram, Australia is widely now in the news of allowing these currencies for the transactions in the mass public.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
Because the
And
Washington away from the Queen.
Washington DC also now approved USDT as a legitimate currency. It was a very recent news.
Bitcoin too.
USDT.
USDT?
Bitcoin.
USDT.
Tether?
I did not hear that.
No.
Bitcoin was too
Seriously?
listed as a currency there in Washington DC.
Wow.
When was
USDT.
that? Okay, then I guess we can add the coin swap for USDT on Zapper.
You will come on, we're talking about Tether. There's a case going on, right?
Yeah, actually. Oh, yeah. I think Roger Weir said that the Bitfinex case is done.
Really?
He was, yeah. In a recent video, he said that actually he is right now live on the live stream. It's going on.
On what? Can you post that link here?
The same live stream that I'm going to be on in about 1 hour, 1.5 hours.
Oh, super. So that stream has started already?
Oh, it started long back. It started early in the morning, I guess.
7 hours ago.
Yeah. It goes on for 17 hours.
Oh, yes.
So some people have already spoken. Like I think Hypo, Yang from, I forgot the big miners from China. They basically spoke. Then there were a few businesses that spoke. And right now Roger Weir is live.
Okay. Can you share that link here?
Yeah, I'll share it.
Is that a YouTube channel?
Yes. It's bitcoincash.org. I've just shared the link. So I'll be on the same live stream in about 1.5 hours. So
I know
if anybody
that.
wants to catch up. So yeah, I'm on the wallets panel for BCH wallets. All the BCH wallets are basically going to have a discussion.
Okay.
No, I'm really happy that there's a lot of things going on today on Bitcoin Cash, and it's like coming back to Bitcoin when I was in the beginning of Bitcoin. Today the Bitcoin Cash is what is bringing that out again. And in the beginning, when it was about Bitcoin, the groups that I was in were all talking about this part of the use of Bitcoin, which has to be free from the existing financial controls, right? So that kind of motto is followed by Bitcoin Cash, and I'm glad to see more people getting into it every day.
So Vikram, there's actually a question in the chat about the Twitter scammer recently. He's actually a 17-year-old guy who he was actually arrested today. Even I saw the news. So what do you think? Yeah, 17-year-old who hacked like the major.
It's always them, right? Even before when it happened, UK. It was a kid from the UK who was even disabled. They were trying to extradite him from UK to the US so that they can treat him like the way the terrorists have been treated. But anyway,
I think you can make out that it's young because I mean, if you have control of the most powerful people, I mean, yeah, a kid would post a Bitcoin scam on there, right?
They got some 100,000 USD worth of Bitcoin the first day itself.
Oh,
amazing!
Well, now Innocente is going to recruit him.
Right?
Sorry.
One of my friends who is working in World Bank, Washington DC.
Okay.
He's a security expert. The World Bank branch in India is in Chennai. You know that?
Oh yeah. Yes, you're right.
Oh, the entire panel and decision was a little bit moved according to my friend's suggestion, because they focused Chennai as a city which carries the value of Indian tradition, culture, and all in a bigger way compared to the other metros. So it has its own value. So they've established the branch near the.
Meanwhile, I'm sorry I cannot hear that. Vishal, you were able to hear me?
Yeah, he's gone again.
Oops.
Yeah, by the way, I was not able to see any news about Tether being accepted.
Really?
Yeah.
Mayank, I guess you can anyone share that link if you guys have it?
Bitcoin Cash channel.
No, here, like in the chat.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
is there
sure.
any link for that?
The link for the Tether, the news.
Loss would be drawn.
Okay, I'm looking for that because I got that news from I think Cointelegraph.
Cointelegraph.
Yeah, I think Cointelegraph or any other means trusted Telegram channel. Wait, it is not Tether. I think it is Bitcoin. Bitcoin has been
Yeah,
made a currency in Washington DC, not Tether.
yeah, that's what we
Okay.
said. It's Bitcoin.
No, I was like
And
we
in
were talking
only
about
one state, that
USDT,
is
right?
Washington DC, not in whole USA.
Hmm. Yeah, and about that case, I read this statement that he's being charged as an adult. This was not an ordinary 7-year-old, said the state attorney.
I can't believe he's
You
17
have a
years
16-year-old here, Saicharan.
No, for that reason
Hello.
only, my
Are
friend
you
who
also?
is in World Bank, he, he used to chat with me. Bala, I can able to manage very senior hackers very easily. But the trouble, the biggest trouble, what I am finding is the very new young guys who are so hyperactive of fiddling with this coding and all. It's very very tough nuts to crack. Bala, he used to refer like that. He is working for World Bank security on the back end.
My
Really,
brother was also
young
doing
kids are
a
really
blockchain project on
uh,
UNDP, United Nations Development Program.
okay. Okay.
Yeah, he was from IIT Kanpur, CSC.
Oh, nice, nice.
Vikram, you're on mute.
You're right. So there were 3 kids in total, right? 2 in the US and 1 in the UK.
Oh, not sure. I just saw the pic of one kid. I'm not even sure whether that's actual pic.
So that's what I read about. That total was about 3, and 1 from the UK and 2 from the US, and they managed to do this together, and whatever that. Well, I guess it's possible by these kind of kids only because they have all the time, the resources sitting at their fingertips, new technologies
Yeah.
that's available to receive ransom. I'll tell you, to receive ransom was the biggest headache any blackmailer or would have in the past. Because if I remember right, there's one German guy who really got his ransom, and one amongst many who tried, and only one succeeded to get his ransom. So that itself used to be a story because I've seen a movie out of it or a documentary made out of it long time ago, that how he managed to receive his ransom. But now the technology is made easy for movement of this, which is Bitcoin, of course. And
Yeah,
it
yeah, of course.
is the kid is just sitting in his bedroom and doing everything.
Yes.
On other news, I think Roger Ver was discussing about Hobby, and got. I think that SLP tokens may be coming to Hobby and Bitfinex soon.
Okay.
Maybe even Bittrex for the matter. Yeah, so big exchanges going to start listing SLP tokens.
Amazing. So yeah, the video is live and it's going well. Nice to watch Roger back again because he took a break. I think he wasn't around for some time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's due to COVID, right? I mean, he's stuck. Well, I won't say stuck, but he's on an island, so
Yeah.
probably enjoying it.
Is that the one? So what happened to that kid anyway? What was the latest? I didn't read the latest one. So they were trying to. He's already been caught, and is he the UK kid that was caught?
The link of the news source where I got the news that Washington DC has listed Bitcoin as currency.
Oh, you found that in CoinDesk? Amazing.
Yeah, on Coindex.
Nice.
I find that funny because wasn't it recently that Trump was telling the Treasury, the head of Treasury, to basically ban Bitcoin or something like that? Like the Steve Mnuchin guy. I think he was the head of some bank. Was it Goldman Sachs? Forgot. Is anyone aware of that?
No, actually.
No.
Okay.
I
Maybe,
think this whole area will be
maybe.
politicized in future.
Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan. No, actually, I didn't hear that. Couldn't just-
So there was news that Trump was trying to ban Bitcoin or something like that, right? Wasn't that a big news?
Okay. No, I didn't hear that actually. Maybe, in the name of Trump, a lot of people in the office are pushing some things. That must have happened too.
Oh, okay. I don't know where I heard it, but so I guess there are others who haven't spoken yet. If somebody wants to,
There are a lot of things that go around.
yeah. Vikram, I think we lost you again. Well, until then, if anyone wants to discuss about something, if anyone has any questions,
Yeah, hello.
See, the SLP
Hello, Roman.
tokens you are mentioning.
yes, Manon.
Hello.
Oh,
Yeah, the
who's,
SLP tokens you are mentioning in the last Zapit wallet. Okay.
yeah.
This has to be used as a currency, or how it can be? It can be
So
transferred to.
yeah, so each token has its own use case.
Okay.
Currency, I don't know if anyone wants to use it as currency, but there is USDT on SLP. I think there's about $6 million worth of USDT that the Tether guys basically minted on SLP. They
Okay.
actually, it's ironically, they reduced it from Omni, which is on BTC, to increase their BCH USDT. But yeah, you can use it as currency in the form of USDT or USDH, which is another stable coin. It's definitely more audited than USDT, I think. They are audited by a US firm in the
Oh.
US, right? So yeah, they have shown that their audits are public on honestcoin.io, which is their website. So USDH is honest coin. So that's the swap that is there on Zapit as well. So you can swap between BCH and USDH. So essentially, you can use it for trading if you really want to, and it happens within a minute in a non-custodial way. It comes directly to your wallet and stuff like that. But apart from that, there are each of the tokens have their own use case. I think it's still a like a growing ecosystem. For example, we have our own token called Zapped. We use it for things like rewarding users. If you make UPI payments, if you refer users to our platform, if you do the coin swaps, if you become a payment partner for us, which is basically providing liquidity on our P2P platform. For things like that, we rewarded. There's INC token, which is Insta Crypto's own token. They reward it if you're using their platform for exchanging your Bitcoin to INR or INR to Bitcoin or BCH or Ethereum, the other whatever is supported. Um, Another token that we are working with is called Renewable Cash, which is our new. They are basically rewarding the usage of renewable energy, right? So if you have solar energy, like hydroelectric energy, things like that, they basically reward you their tokens. And we are kind of building a system where you can actually use it for paying electric bills or regular payments. You can get discounts if you have those tokens. So yeah, each token has its own use case. Some are built for test, some are built for just fun, some are there for tipping, some are there as currency. There are some tokens that represent like shares of a company. For example, there is ACD, which is actually a big company in Japan. It's the subsidiary of ANA, which is the largest airline company in Japan. I guess it's similar to like Air India or Indigo in India, but they're for Japan, and they have their own logistics division as a subsidiary company. They have their own token. It's called ACD. apart from that, there's actually a country called Liberland, which has its own currency as a SLP token, which is pretty huge. So that's one use case. And other than that, I guess, yeah, there are exchanges with their own tokens. For now, that's it. But one thing that I can reveal is that there are coming up these NFT tokens, which are non-fungible tokens, which basically means that each token has its own unique property. So they are actually being used to create games on SLP, on Bitcoin Cash. So, for example, if you have a game with certain items, instead of those items being like centralized how they are on current games, they will be on top of each item will be a token basically. So you can either play games, collect those tokens. If you want, you can trade those collected tokens. Yeah, there are so many possibilities with SLP tokens, which are already happening.
Do you have a referral code for Zapit?
Well,
You can use
I wouldn't want to give mine. Yeah, sure, mine will.
Yeah, can anyone send the referral code? How
Yeah.
do you
Send
have
it
to,
in the
like,
chat, Mayank. Send it in the chat.
Yes.
Yeah, he sent it.
Thank you.
For, even in AX exchange, I mentioned in the earlier talk.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they are also on the successful registration after the verification portion. They are giving you 5 USDTs, 5.6 exactly, I think. USDT they have transferred. It's happened instantly.
Mhm.
And on the second verification, after depositing some 1,500 USDTs, then they are giving 55 USD worth, not 55 USDT as the complement. So this is happening. I'll send the link also.
Sure.
Where is
Referral
that
link.
exchange located?
I guess Saicharan was asking something. Go ahead, Saicharan.
Yeah.
No, do you have to like verify to get the wallet? Like, is there some KYC process?
No, no, no.
Okay.
So the reason we have accounts is because we have services built into it, and we do things like rewards and things like that, and we also have password recovery, your seed recovery. So, for example, if you have a regular crypto wallet, if you lose your backup phrase, you lose your entire funds, right? So
Yeah.
we see that as a problem. So some of them, what they do is they become custodial, like Coinbase. They basically hold your funds for you. So
Yeah, I
we
get
want it to be somewhere in between where we have an account system, but we don't hold your funds. But your funds are actually, your backup phrase is basically encrypted with your password, and it's kind of stored in our systems. And that is only used when you log in, which is only once when you sign up.
Okay.
Unless if you want to log out, like, manually. Other
Yeah,
than other than that, every other time you don't have to log in. It's just like a normal wallet. You have control of your private keys. You can go ahead and back it up from the settings. Yeah, so it's just we are trying to have that 2-layer of safety where even if you do lose your backup phrase, you won't lose your funds on Zapit. You still have the password to recover your funds.
Okay.
If you lose your password and your backup phrase, then
Yeah.
you lose your funds. So it's like 2 levels.
And
Then
what
when
is
I
like
lose
the
my
fees?
Sorry.
Fees.
So as a wallet, we don't charge any fees, but we do take fees for our services. For example, we provide service of top up. For example, if you want to buy Bitcoin Cash and add it to your wallet, or withdraw back to your account.
Yeah.
We also have remittances. We have fees for those.
Okay,
It's
like
about,
how much is for INR to Bitcoin?
so we don't have Bitcoin. We are a Bitcoin Cash only wallet.
Okay.
Yeah,
Is it
because
like
the technology
2%?
that we use, it's 0.5 actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it's completely peer-to-peer and non-custodial, which means we are not
Yeah,
offering you the Bitcoin Cash. Another user
That's
is
awesome.
going to be doing that. By the way, you can choose to become a payment partner and get 50% of our fees as a reward for providing liquidity on the platform. It can be as low as 10 rupees for that matter.
All of
See,
yeah.
I'm working for a payment gateway provider from Mumbai only. The name is
Oh,
called
nice.
AgriPay.
Okay.
They are cracking big accounts like Paytm, CC Avenue, BillDesk, and other payment PG solution provider with the attractive rates. Rates they are giving at the far competitive, and I'm getting merchants who are doing transaction worth of 25 crores in a month. Okay, and my area of handling is entire south. I am handling the market. Okay, particularly in the cable and ISP industry. So if you have any really good option for any partnership mode and all, you please let me know. I am open for that.
Sure. Can you send me your email?
Yeah, I'm typing right away.
Okay, sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, Romit, I was asking that if I lose my private phrase, then can I
You can
re
recover it, yes.
back up,
With your, if
recover
you
it?
remember your password, you can recover it. If
Yeah,
you
yeah.
don't remember your password, you can back
Yeah.
up right now.
Yeah.
And then if you want, you can actually change your password. And to change your password, you still need your backup phrase because, you know, it's kind of encrypted in that way. So if you
Yeah.
lose both, then you lose funds. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, what's the time in UTC? I don't know whether I have to leave now.
No, it's not time.
I just got a message. 2:30. Okay, maybe I have another half an hour or so. Have
Okay, Romit,
not 1
what
hour.
you said
Yeah.
is right. There is a. Can you hear me, Romit?
Hello.
Your voice is breaking, Vikram. Go ahead.
Okay, no, the message that you, the point that you said about Trump saying it was not, he was against the crypto, it is true, but it's an old news.
Okay. Yeah. The point was that he was trying to push for it to be banned, but the exact opposite happened in US.
No,
In
it's
the chat
because he's
section,
not trying to
Alak
push
has
it.
shared the link.
I just read that what has happened is Trump has shown a little no interest in that in a tweet 1 year ago. And that the US government in a budget, they have mentioned it as if it is Trump who's done it. It is actually not Trump who's done it. It's the
Oh,
post, the way, it's a speculation. Yeah.
okay. I thought I read it from Trump's tweet. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it
Or
was
maybe
Trump's
wrong.
tweet a year ago.
Okay.
Year ago, he mentioned, let me just see where that is. Yeah. The tweet itself. Just opening that. But anyway, that is an old tweet. You know, they've just manipulated his words and then used it for now, which is ridiculous. Like he said it a year ago about the small things that's happening in the crypto space, like I'm not a fan of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, which are not money, and those value in is highly volatile and based on thin air, is what he said. And he said another one saying unregulated crypto assets can facilitate unlawful behavior, including drug trade, and other illegal activities. What he said a year ago. Of course, in the beginning, everybody says about these things in crypto, right? But in the last 1 year, he's not said anything. He's not tried to push it away because I think he knows that crypto is trying to bring an alternative, which because the federal kind of system is also against him. So they used this year in the budget to put his name on it just because he made an awareness tweet.
Okay. Thanks for that.
That kind of news always happens. So when you read the first line of the news material, is actually that fake thing happens from there, because most people read just the headlines and leave it. When you go inside is when you realize the headline doesn't make sense to what is actually the messages inside. So many times. Read between the lines. That's true, man.
Hello, Romit.
Who was that? I did not see.
Yeah, I'm Sai.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Just
so
another
like
tab.
usual apps are protected only by the password, right? No, general apps, not cryptocurrency related ones.
Yes.
I did not understand what you actually mean by that.
Like for example, your Paytm and all is protected by only a password, right?
Or a pin with your
Yes.
phone number.
Yeah. So the account is with your password, but generally the app locally, it's if you have like your
I get that.
fingerprint.
But account is password, right?
Yeah.
So like this has two-layer protection, right? The seed, then the password.
Yeah.
But what if a guy knows the password and he just tells I forgot my seed? That'll basically bypass not knowing the seed, right? How do
So
you
if
like protect
someone,
that?
when you say someone, is it like some other user?
Yeah, other user. Like
Yeah, but he would need to know the password.
yeah, that's what. So basically, in order to crack this two-layer system, I just need to crack the password. I don't have to crack the seed.
No, you don't have to crack this. Seed is just a security system for
Yeah, I
you to
mean,
store it
in
outside
general,
the.
that's yeah. In general, for example, if you have like a Bitcoin.com wallet or so, they don't even have that password, right? They would just have your PIN code or something like that. So if you want to gain access to their wallet, you just need that PIN code.
Yeah, okay. And how does the seed work?
So seed is your private key. It's
Okay.
your main. It's actually what has access to your funds, right? So usually, what crypto wallets tell you to do is they don't even allow you screenshots. They tell you to write it down in a piece of paper and keep it somewhere safe,
Hmm.
which is a really difficult thing to do in today's world because who really remembers where
Yeah.
you keep like small paper or even if it's a book? What if you just throw the book thinking that it's done or something like that. There are a lot of these kind of problems that right now may not be a problem, but in the long term, we are talking about like 10, 20, 30
Yeah, yeah.
years down the line, these things add up as a problem, right? Unless
Hmm.
there is a better solution. So until then, we are just offering it as a counter solution to just being a seed. You have your password as well. So that's just when you sign up, right? So
Yeah.
this is used if in case you, let's say, lose your phone, right?
Hmm.
If you're not backed up and you lose your phone, then you lose your funds. In
Yeah, no,
Zapit,
I get it. So like
yeah,
in order to, like see like thinking like a person who wants to steal, the
yeah,
thing
yeah.
will be the first thing is like losing your phone. Even I can just tell that I lost my phone, and then it'll send you to the next gateway page, right?
Um,
Technically,
yeah, you'll have to get on another device and try to log in.
yeah. Like, see, I am not trying to get into my wallet. I'm trying to get into your wallet.
Yeah, yeah,
Getting it. So
yeah.
like, so here, what the seed is basically gives access to your funds, right?
Yes,
And the password also gives access to your funds.
yes. In a way, yes.
So
So one
like,
thing we can do is we can actually have like a confirmation email or something like that. So whenever you log in, we actually send a confirmation email. Right now, we're not doing that. We're still in beta version. We're
no,
still
I
new.
just like see because
Yeah.
see, I actually kind of do ethical hacking, and
Okay.
so like see basically if in case there's no point of having two layers if one layer can be bypassed by anyone. Getting it right?
I got your point.
Yeah,
So yeah,
yeah.
what I'm
So
saying right now is right now, yes, that is true. But what we can have
yeah,
is we can actually send a
yeah, yeah,
confirmation email for
yeah.
login to
Email
your email
because
to the
yeah,
actual user's email. Yeah,
because when I
that's
this thing, yeah, that I just wanted because it's in the beta phase, right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So
so
of
I was
course,
just
the security may not be like 100%
yeah,
correct.
yeah, yeah. I was
Uh,
just just
yeah, but then again, if you're for example opening your app right on a daily basis, you're not entering your password at all.
hmm. Yeah, yeah,
It,
that I get him.
that's not at all there. Once you have signed up to the wallet, it's just like any other wallet out there.
Hmm.
Yeah, so that is just for that is there for password recovery in case like you lose your funds.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. I just wanted to, point that out just in case.
Sure, sure. That was a valid point, and that made me realize that yes, I have to send a confirmation email. I have to add that.
Yes, of course. Once it becomes bigger, that means you're holding bigger values. These kind of things can be an added advantage to secure that value around. But Charan, have you come across the seed phrase? Is it the first time that you hear about seed phrase?
About?
The seed phrase?
No, no. But I had wallet. I actually have two wallets. One is called Atomic Wallet, and other one was called Electrum. So
Electrum. Wow, I've used Electrum. It's the
I,
first
I
time.
actually that was like 4 years before, like when crypto was like,
Sure, sure. So you
I don't
have
know
the seed
what it
phrases of
is.
these wallets?
Oh yeah,
Okay, okay. So you know how the seed phrases work, right?
yeah, I
So
know how
okay,
CT
I just wanted to understand.
So I wanted to mine, like I just knew Bitcoin and mining. I didn't know like that. Then when I dug little more deep into it, then it's like, yeah, if you calculate all the electricity and the RAM of this, I think it was practically useless.
Well, it is. It was not in the time 2013 when
Yeah, but
I.
then like now thinking about it, if in case I would have like paid extra money to get the Bitcoin, also like seeing the rate now, I would have got like 200 to 300% more.
Well, you're still not late. That's the thing I always explain in my meetups. People say that the ship has already sailed, the price is too much, I cannot buy it. You're mistaken. What do you think? The price of Bitcoin is 10 lakhs is too high?
No, actually, that's. I mean, like for now, it's too high, but 5 years
No,
down the
it's
line,
not.
easily
10 crores maybe today, 10 crores may be too high. But
I mean,
today,
like
Bitcoin
seeing
price is
the
only 10
mindset of the people, it's
No, it's not the mindset. You're looking at the price of Bitcoin 1 year ago, 2 years ago, 4 years ago. You shouldn't be calculating that. What do you think the price will be 4 years from now?
4 years from now,
What is
easily it'll cross 10x. I'm pretty sure.
10x, right? So
Yeah,
do you think
easily.
10 lakhs is cheap? 10 lakhs is expensive then when it is in
Yeah,
front of 2
when
crores?
you compare it that way, it's not.
It's not. So that's the
Yeah,
idea. The idea is if you understand cryptocurrency and the way the economics of cryptocurrency, then you totally understand that the price of cryptocurrency is not expensive because
yeah.
today if you buy
Right now the problem is my account is taking too long to verify. They told 3 days and then
Okay. Anyway, InstaCrypto doesn't take that long to verify. It is even easier and cheaper and
it is. Okay. I
instant
actually
up to
wait. That
10,000.
is using. It is in InstaCrypto. I'm trying it out in InstaCrypto itself. I don't know why it's taking so long.
What your
Account.
verification?
Yeah,
Okay,
verification.
well, do it on the app. There is no hassle there.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't know why. What's the difference between the app and the?
So the app is a newer version. We're going to be scrapping the older version of the desktop soon.
Okay.
In the desktop, there is a limitation of your KYC, right? In the app, the limitation of KYC is not there because up to 10,000 is KYC free when you're using UPI only. With UPI, we capture a lot of information that is useful enough for us to
Okay.
understand the KYC is know your customer, understand our customer up to
Yeah.
10K.
Yeah. I
So
just wish I knew this 2 days ago.
not to worry, you can still do it. And don't
Yeah.
worry about it at all. The price is never bad with cryptocurrency. I'll tell you what was bad in cryptocurrency price when the price of Bitcoin became 50 cents, that is 30 rupees, was today's price. That time it was even 20 rupees. When Bitcoin price became 20 rupees, everybody said, no, it is too expensive. How come it is 20 rupees? Who will ever pay 20 rupees for Bitcoin? I'm not going to buy it. No, this is true. It's exactly true. Because 2 months before that, people bought 1,000 Bitcoins for $1. When somebody bought 1,000 Bitcoins for $1, just a couple of months after that, when the Bitcoin becomes 50 cents, this is exactly people will say, and this is exactly what we are talking about. We are saying that Bitcoin
Yeah.
is too expensive. You know why? Because we saw Bitcoin being 60,000 rupees in 2016. For that reason, we are saying Bitcoin is expensive. It is actually not. Because I saw the time I was reading about Bitcoin when it was 50 cents, and this is exactly what people said. They said Bitcoin is too
What
expensive.
exactly happened in like 2017, 18, like the end? Why did it crash so like?
What happens in a crash? So I can take this as the last question before we call off. So
Because
it's a
from
very valid
13
question.
lakhs, it went down to 2.
So what happens in a bull run, right? So bull run was 2017. In bull run, a price of a product goes extremely high. So that's what happened. In 2017, beginning, the price of Bitcoin was about 60 to 70,000 rupees. From there, it touched 13 lakh rupees. So within a year, within about 8 to 10 months, the price went up from 60,000 to 13 lakhs because the 60,000 rupee when it touched, it was the previous high. Means in 2013, a Bitcoin had touched a maximum of 70,000 rupees. And then it had crashed, it was adjusting, it was doing market correction. And then in 2017 beginning, it touched the same price again. As soon as it touches the same price as the previous high, all the people who are into the financial world of trading and everything, they believe that this product has come back to life. And from now on, this is going to live because 4 years ago, we had seen this price and it never touched. That means if the price has come back to that again, this product is alive. So people believed in that. And as soon as that happens, they start buying into it. When they start buying into it, demand and supply kicks in, the price
Yeah,
goes up.
yeah. Then yeah.
Then when price is shooting up, then the mindset of 90% of the people around the world who are interested in trading, they always buy into a product which is climbing in price. It is inevitable. It is the history
Yeah.
of marketing.
Yeah,
History
that's
of
how the entire trade works.
Yes, you know that.
Yes,
So
yes,
that
yes,
happened.
yes.
And the bull run just picked up and went on and on and on till 13 lakhs. But then if you see what had happened is the previous high was only 70,000 and it touched 13 lakhs.
No, my question was like, what was there anything that triggered this particular at that point of time?
So the trigger is just the interest in people.
Yeah,
So the
that's it.
interest in
Nothing
people
else.
which had touched till 2013 bull run, they were waiting to see what was going to happen. And their interest in 4 years had gained in extra because of the knowledge they gained in that 4 years. Then they saw, okay, this is here to stay, they put in money. I'm just talking about this to tell you why the crash happened after that. So in that,
Yeah.
the whole bull run happens and it touches the peak of 13 lakhs. At the peak of 13 lakhs, some people who are really rich who had just heard about Bitcoin, now they see this touching so high, they will still put in money. Before that, when the price is low, they think that price is too low for their pocket because for their pocket, 13 lakhs is nothing. So they come in at that expensive time. So the bull run ends. After the bull run ends, the crash happens is because it has to correct itself. So the market correction takes place for the next 3 years. So this is what the market correction period we are in. It was from the end of 2017 till the end of 2020. So 2021 was another bull run. So this means this year to the next few months is the market correction time. We're going to expect it to go back to 10, 12 lakhs by the end of this year. And from 10, 12 lakhs to 60, 70, 80 to 1 crore by the end of 2021. My experience is that this is not a financial advice to anybody here, but this is my pure experience and history that I have seen with Bitcoin. This is the trend that it follows in terms of gaining value and correcting itself for the next 4 years and going the next step above. So we are here to go to the next step above the next year. So the next step above, which happened in 2017, had to correct itself. That was the market crash. So people who bought into the 13 lakhs, very few people who were just new to Bitcoin. So those new people pay the price of Bitcoin, pay the price of knowledge of Bitcoin by buying it at a high price and then losing that in the next couple of years. That's what is happening. These are the people who bring in a lot of value and then that helps the others to sustain. That's a kind of the crash fixing that happens in market correction. But the crash has to happen because it suddenly gains in an amount which should gain after 4 years, but it gains in that year itself, which is 2006.
Yeah, true.
So anyway, that was a great topic, guys. Great conversation. I'm happy to see the Bitcoin Cash.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And
But something like that happened. I think it happened because the price was going up. Like the price reached exhausted just because price was going up. So it was sort of a spiral.
You're right, Kuldeep. That's exactly right.
So who is the market shakers and movers?
Sorry?
Huh? Who is the market shakers and movers then?
Market shakers and movers are the halving, the inflation cut that is set in the protocol by Satoshi is the one that makes the difference. Because today, if you see this year, mid of this year, we had a correction in the supply of Bitcoin. The supply of Bitcoin reduced to half. So that means the inflation is corrected there. So the price has to go up and that's what will happen. These are the movers and shakers.
Okay.
Yes, happy Bitcoin Cash Day again. Thank you very much, guys. I'm very keen on checking out the video that's going on the Bitcoin Cash celebration. And
Yeah, I hope everyone checks that out in about
Like it's playing
half an hour
talent.
or 1 hour. I'll be on there. So
Like I'm listening to all of you as well as the video.
yeah, I was doing that as well.
Okay.
Okay then, cool guys.
okay, guys. Yeah,
okay.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
And
Thank
thanks
you.
a lot.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Nice meeting
Bye.
everyone.
Bye bye.
Yeah.